Hi everyone, hope you're all keeping well, hope you've had a nice summer break and are raring to go again in September. I just wanted to send you a quick video message just to give you an overview of what the start of term is going to look like for us. As we know, the last 16 months have been fairly difficult, so hopefully the key message is that September will be back to normal, and I keep my fingers crossed while I say that. Everything you're going to need to know about coming back to school is in our reopening guide, which I know I've emailed out already. It's available on our website, and I will send that out again by email just so you can have a quick look. What I want to do is give you a quick guided tour of the school, but first of all, just a few reminders about things that are going to happen or aren't going to happen when we come back in September. So the key message is no bubbles. I'm sure we'll all be very glad about that. Bubbles are gone for the time being at least. It means that we can move freely around the school. It means that we can have break and lunch times together. It means that we can start some of the activities that we are used to at the school. The school will start between 8:45 and 8:55. Now, even prior to COVID, we always had a staggered entry time. That 10 minutes just gives parents time to either drop siblings at the infants or to make allowance for the fact that it is busy outside of school. So school will go back to starting again between 8:45 and 8:55. First bell will go at 8:45 and children can come into the building at that point. All children need to be in school by 8:55 because that's when we do our registers. So that's the cut-off time. There will be a bell for both of those. On our first day back, it would be really nice if we can get everybody lined up together. So when the bell goes at 8:45, all of the staff will be out. We'll get you lined up and I'll show you on the playground where you're going to do that. School will end at 3:20 for everybody, so again, no staggering anymore. So everybody will come out, and I'll show you on the guided tour where the children will come out and where we're going to ask parents to stand as well. There are going to be a few spots on the playground, so children will know exactly where to be, and there'll be colour-coded spots for parents as well. But again, I'll show you that in the video. If you want to use the one-way system, so those of you who are moving into year 4, 5 and 6 will know about this from last year. You can continue to do that, or you can go back out through the way you came in. That's entirely up to you. The one-way system you can still use. It just gives you that extra flexibility in having some more space. Uniform, we'll be expecting children to wear the uniform when they come back on the first day, which is Monday the 6th of September. If you need to buy any uniform from us, then the uniform shop will be open in school on the Thursday and Friday. So that's Thursday the 2nd and Friday the 3rd of September. It's our inset days, staff will be in, and if you want to buy anything, then please do come in between 10 and 12. And again, everything's in the reopening guide for you to explain how that's going to work. The fact that we're not having bubbles anymore means that we can start after school clubs and sports and those sorts of things. We've been fairly limited in what we've been able to do in the last 16 months. So good news that we can bring back some of those things. The best way to find out about what's happening is to keep an eye on the newsletter, which I write for you every Friday and send home, and also via parent mail messages as well, so emails that will come home. And we'll also give messages out to children in assemblies which are allowed to take place. So we haven't been able to have a whole school assembly since about the 21st of March 2020. So we're really looking forward to having all of our children back together in one place in the assembly hall. So just a quick reminder, children will start back on Monday the 6th of September. As I said, the Thursday and the Friday the week before are inset days for staff only. So children will be back on Monday the 6th of September at 8:45. Okay, time for me to give you a quick guided tour of the school. I look forward to seeing you all very soon. So let's start at the front of the school. This is where the children will be coming into school, and parents as well, at the start and the end of the day. So through the green gates, which are opened by staff just before the start and the end of each day. There's lots of building work going on at the moment. I can assure you that will be gone by the time the children come back. We're having lots of work done in our school kitchen, which will be amazing. The school main entrance is here, and there is a buzzer on the wall should you want to contact a member of staff in the office. When you come in through the school through the main gates, then you make your way across into the playgrounds. Now, previously, our wooden pencils here that you can see all the way along, parents would have stood on this side of it, and then children would have gone across to the left-hand side. We did tend to find that meant that there were lots of parents stood close together, And while restrictions have been lifted, what we're going to ask you to do is to use the whole width and the whole area of the playground, just to give yourself some more space when you drop off and collect. The spots that I was mentioning are here on the playground, so each class will have an allocated colour, and there'll be 8 of them, and they move down from year 6 on the left hand side down to year 3 at the far end. So let's look at the 2 year 3 ones here. So the first one, the yellow one, will be for class 3C, and the blue one there will be for class 3H, and then it will move up alphabetically and numerically as we move down the line. Now what there will be on the playground is there will be those same 8 spots. So for example, if your class is in 3C and they are being dropped off by the yellow dot, all we would ask is that parents wait on the associated colour, and we'll place those around the playground just to give you lots of space, so when you come in you're not all enclosed together. 2 access points to the school for children. The first one on the left hand side of the building as we look at it is for year 5 and 6, and then moving down as before, the door on the right hand side is for children in year 3 and year 4. We would ask that parents don't use these doors. If you want to talk to anyone in the school, please use the main reception door, but there will be members of staff on each door in the morning and at the end of the day, so do please feel free to talk to members of staff here if they can help you in any way. If you want to continue to use the one-way system, then that would be, where my finger's pointing, just between the main building and our base building there, and then you go round the back of the school and exit through the CVJS staff car park. If you do choose to go this way, obviously please do bear in mind that there are cars potentially moving, so just be mindful of this. So we're in the main school building now, and for those of you with children moving up into years 4, 5 and 6, one of the main things they'll notice, certainly about the corridor, is that we've removed the left and right arrows. So obviously during times of restrictions we had to keep children to certain sides of the corridor. Now that those restrictions have been lifted, we no longer have to do that, so children can move freely around the school. But apart from that, the corridor remains exactly as it was before. We're going to have a look in some of the classrooms now. Let's start with year 3. Now I know that parents in year 3 haven't had the chance to see classrooms yet, so this is one of our year 3 classrooms here. This is class 3C. And then this is class 3H. And children will be very pleased to know that we are allowed once again to have our tables in groups. The teachers in 3C have already been in and prepared for that. Previous to this term, we had to have all of the children in rows facing forward because of the COVID restrictions. So those have all been lifted, and we're able to work again in groups. Mrs. Jones, our English coordinator, has been working hard to make sure that our library is ready. And she's very excited that we're able to use our library as we were prior to COVID restrictions. Reading is such an important part of the curriculum and an important part of children growing in their education. We do ask that children read at least 3 times to an adult at home, and that you do record this in their reading diaries. Children are rewarded in school for this with dojo points. And it's nice that you can hear children read, obviously. Children will read to adults in school, and adults will also read to them. It's an important part of our curriculum at school. While we're in the library, we can just nip outside quickly, and we can see that Forest School is in full bloom. The full width of our Forest School is here. Forest School and all of our games and PE activities will recommence when the children come back in September. And your children's class teacher will let you know which days their Forest School and which days their PE sessions take place on. During times when we did have restrictions, we allowed children to come in wearing their Forest School kit or wearing their PE kit, and your class teachers will let you know the plans for your children when they come back. Every week in the newsletter we announce which class are going to be having their Forest School the week after, so do please keep an eye on this just so you know what the children are going to be doing. So let's do a quick guided tour of the whole of the inside of the school. So we're going to start at the year 3 and 4 door. So again, this is where the children would come in from the playground in the mornings or break time or lunchtime. And this is obviously where they would leave at the end of the day. So into the year 3 cloakroom, obviously looking empty at the moment because nobody's here. So year 3 and 4 would use this area for all of their coats and bags. We've got the green room here, which is used as a breakout room for interventions. We've seen those two classes, so we've got 3C, so Mrs. Cattell and Mrs. Cole are the teachers in here. Then we've got 3H, and that's Miss Hunt, so that's the 2 year 3 classrooms. They're moving around. We've got the library here straight in front of us. We've got 4D here, which will be Mrs. Dutton and Mrs. Hobbs. Moving down, we've got the boys and girls toilets here. And then we've got 4J, and that's Mrs. Jones. Moving on down, we've got the pastoral suite, which is Laura's room. We've got the project room here, so children can do lots of practical hands-on activities in there. And then moving into year 5, we've got 5M, Miss Miller's class. So all of the children have already met their teachers, but just a reminder so they can see that things haven't changed over the summer holidays. Then we've got 5B, and that's Mrs. Boyd. Last year's school counsellors, which will get set up when the children come back in September. There's the year 5-6 door. Excuse the building materials, lots of work going on at the moment. And then we've got our music room on the left here. And now we're into year 6. So we've got Mr. Costello in 6C in here. Moving down past our rainbow gallery. And last but not least, we've got 6G, and that's Miss Green. We've got the staff room here. And then we head down to the office, where you'll find Mrs. Perker in the morning, Mrs. Farrington in the afternoon, and Mrs. Hooper, who works in the back office as well. Finally, we've got the room with Mrs. Stevens, our Senko, and Mrs. Wilcock, who's our wellbeing champion. And finally, my room here. And the door to my room is normally always open, apart from today, where I've got the door closed because of the building work. We've become rather used to our antibac, our sanitizer and our antibac wipes over the last 16 months. This will continue at school. It's not something that's just going to go away because restrictions have been lifted, and obviously hand washing will be an important part and hygiene of our daily practices. We'll ensure that the windows in school are kept open as much as they can to enable some ventilation to come through into all classrooms. But again, hygiene, hand hygiene, very important, as it always has been.